Despite words.
Oops.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Sweet and Spicy Podcast. My name is Kate,
And I'm Cecily.
and today has sucked. So we're gonna try to make it better.
We say that a lot. I don't know if you've noticed.
We need better lives, evidently.
It's a frequent complaint of ours, which is kind of funny.
It is funny, but also we might need better lives, girl.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Oh. I was like, I should make sure my
Mine's
phone's on silent.
probably. Mine's on Do Not Disturb, which means certain people can get through, but we'll see.
My Do Not Disturb
So
has
if my
a
phone
lot of
starts
people,
ringing, my bad.
so I still gotta keep it on silent. I mean literally a lot of
Yeah, I
people.
probably should do that too.
You can even get through my Do Not Disturb.
You can get through mine.
We are important to each
Okay.
other. Ow.
We are. Tangities. I think even your husband can get through mine.
Amazing. Tangentine.
Because here's the thing, if your husband calls me, there's something wrong.
That's true. Well, that's like when Eric called us. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what
It
is
happens.
happening?
Or if I call him if I call your hubby, then it's a oh no. I think the last time I called him, my truck was having issues. My vehicle was having issues. And I was like, help.
Yes, I remember
It
that.
was in fact the battery, thankfully.
Gotta love it.
I was really scared it was something else. Anyway. All right. It is my episode. We're covering Whispers of the Deep by Emma Hamm.
Her name is
I am
familiar.
real excited
I've
about
noticed
it.
she has a lot of works.
She does. She does. It's part of a series. This is the first book in a series.
Oh.
I do actually want to read
what's
the
it
other
called?
ones. Whispers of the Deep.
What was the one I read called? The mermaid one.
I don't
It's not
know.
the same one, right? That title name feels
I don't
really
think so.
familiar. This one doesn't have like a dog creature, does it?
No?
Okay.
Oh, the one that you read is the one with the coconut dog.
Yeah. Okay, it's not that.
Yeah.
The
No,
title
you
just
read a
sounds...
Kraken one. You didn't read a Merman.
Oh, that's right. The title just sounded really familiar. Maybe it's because it's on my TBR.
It might be. I've also sent it to you before because I'm like, hey, this looks really interesting.
Now I have to go back and see if I
Anyway.
recognize the title or it's going to bother my brain. But continue. I am listening.
You probably should, but you would genuinely, if you saw the cover, probably recognize the book.
It was
all
and
over
that's why it's
my,
been bugging me the whole time. Is like, did I read this?
Yeah.
Oh, nope. I read The Saltwater Curse.
Yeah, you read The Saltwater Curse.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Brain has been
very
scratched.
tangent-y again this week.
And I'm on my meds today. I finally got the new dosage.
You are.
We're up to 20 milligrams. I still don't think
Nice.
it's really doing anything, but I digress.
Okay. Before we go into the book, triggers. There is a lot.
Oh boy.
They are in alphabetical order. So somebody will find that really fascinating.
How does
I did not put them in alphabetical order.
I am immediately fascinated.
Someone else
I
did.
am the people you speak of because I am immediately fascinated.
This, I will also say, this is another one of those that I got triggers off of somebody else who had already listed them out because I could not find them in the book. Personally, I couldn't find them in the book anywhere. She might have them on a website or something, but I couldn't find them on her website specific either. So somebody else had already written them out. I think there's literally a website called triggers.com, I think, telling people what the triggers in each book is. So sometimes I'll go there if I can't find them specifically from the author. So, once again, because this is not a complete list specifically from the author, some things might be missing.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, read at your own risk. Anyway, triggers are anal, blood and gore depiction, breath play, double penetration, fantasy racism,
Oh,
graphic torture,
I'm sorry.
graphic violence.
Completely the wrong way. Like, are we role playing racism now? Never mind. Continue.
No, it's just racism
Yeah,
from
I get it.
races against each
Racism of
other in the actual book that are
fantasy, fantasy
fantasies.
creatures. Yeah, I get it now, but like, I was like, I'm sorry, that's a thing. Although I bet it probably is.
Okay, so
Anyway, I don't want to
yeah.
go there. La la la.
Okay. Kidnapping slash abduction.
Always a fun time.
Loss of limb.
Not so fun.
Menstrual blood is also technically written as a trigger cuz guys, she actually does have a period. It's not just a fantasy book.
Why in the Fruit Loops is that a trigger?
I don't know, cuz some people don't like it.
Because, like, does he do something with it?
I don't
Or it just
remember.
happen?
It's been a little bit since I read
Like,
this.
oh, okay. I feel like if you, like, play with it or something, like your little vampire tea bags and such, like, that's worth a trigger. But if it's just a period, get over yourself. But I
I don't
digress.
think so, but
Oh,
I don't remember 100%.
okay. I mean, I'm
It
just
is a
saying.
big part of like, oh, no, I do know why it's mentioned. I forgot about that. Because she's at that point already kind of living in the ocean.
Sharks.
So, yeah.
Although I
It's
thought they
creatures
said
that
that
can
was
find
like
her.
a wives' tale, but apparently not.
It is, but this is fantasy.
That's fair. Lots of things can
Anyway,
find you by blood scent in
so,
Fantasyland,
yep.
including the fantasy
Physical
racists.
illness, physical injuries, profanity, sexually explicit scenes, duh,
Duh.
and thalassophobia.
Ooh, that's the thing with the holes.
No, that's tryptophobia.
Oh wait,
Thalassophobia
is
is the
like
fear of deep or open bodies of water like the ocean, seas, and large lakes.
yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, well, that's what I thought. I was totally wrong, but that my the rest of my brain was thinking that. Yeah, we'll get there. It's fine. La 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 la.
Okay, so the rating that I gave this book for spicy level. I gave it a 3 out of 5 for spicy level, guys. There's not a
Not
lot of
bad, not
spice in
bad.
it. It's towards the end, which is why it did not get a higher one. But guys, he's got 2. The double penetration is
With only
from
one
solely the
person.
guy. So, yeah. We're gonna get into this now, though. So, Mira is our FMC who lives in an underwater city. She's a welder who took up the craft after her father died and left her all of his tools. Because her parents both died, and, so she had to figure out how to live and, survive.
As one does.
So she had just finished fixing a leaky rivet, like a leaking rivet in a closed off sector of this underwater world, this underwater city. And she started kind of just admiring the fish and the ocean in front of her. And, because she always thought it was pretty and beautiful and things. But
Under
she's a
the
human
sea.
being.
I watched Little Mermaid the other
She is
night.
a human being. So because she's a human being, obviously she can't go out there. She can't breathe
You will
underwater,
die.
guys.
Yeah. Duh.
You will die.
You will die.
And then a shadow appeared in front of her as she's doing this. It was a merman
A
whom
merman.
the humans call who the humans call the Undine.
Oh, that doesn't sound pleasant.
So he has a long black tail that was roughly about 10 feet long,
Dang.
dark blue fins, pale, almost gray skin, dark black eyes,
I
and
guess
dark claws staring straight at her.
I am really getting you back today because 10-foot long tail, that's like a giant mermaid. So, like, what's the average size
Yeah.
of a mermaid? Because my brain has always thought tail length is like leg length. So it's just like this body, but
See, I've always thought that the tails were much longer than legs
yeah, no,
because
I
it's a giant
haven't.
muscle that they
Because
needed.
I am totally thinking like Little Mermaid right now. Because we literally watched this the other night after getting with sister time and got wine drunk, swam in the pool, and then watched Little Mermaid. Woo.
Yeah, no, I think he's total between 13 and 14 feet
That's crazy. Now
tall.
I have to like revisit my whole like thesis in my brain on mermaids and their tails and how that operates
So
because it's
there is another mer person that is slightly smaller than him. There's also some that are larger than him.
dang. Like
So,
it makes sense to me that the tails would be
varying
very
sizes.
long. However, my brain's
Hmm.
just always kind of like, tails are like legs, long legs, short legs, but that really doesn't make sense for the swimming.
Yeah, not really.
Fascinating.
Okay, so this creature, this Undine, is staring straight at her. It's terrifying, okay? But she thought it was so handsome that it was painful to look at.
um, wow. Like he's so pretty it hurts.
So So after a series of events where the
Naturally.
merman, his name is Argus,
Argus, like
um,
Argus Filch,
Argus, I don't know, attacks the underwater city because his kind hates the humans.
naturally.
The merfolk call him, so the Undine call humans the Acromo, sorry, which is kind of cool if you think about it because they live in a metal city, a chrome metal city, Acromo, Acromo. I thought that was cool. Um, And, vice versa. The humans also hate them because they are attacking and all that stuff, right? So
Correct.
Mira has to help save him so he can save her because he's out of the water and she's running out of oxygen.
Help me help you, broski, or we both die.
So she starts banging on this piece of metal to get it to open, this hatch to get it to open. She's melting it with her welder, all of it, like her welder tip,
Mhm.
or
Just
her
the
welder
tip.
gun. Yeah. So she's melting this thing as much as possible. She almost gets it open and then she passes out
Oh,
because
dang.
she's running out of oxygen. She has like no oxygen left that she can use.
Yeah, that's difficult
The
with
area
humans.
itself, like the air itself is running out of oxygen. They've completely left her in this area that's closed off from any of the fresh oxygen that they're pumping in through filtrations and things. So she's
That's nice of them.
carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, like poisoning it up, right? And then because she's using the welder, she's using up more of the oxygen.
Hmm.
So she like gets real faint and starts to pass out and everything. He's able to then take it from there and busts it open. Cuz fun fact, he has two sets of lungs.
Oh, must be
One of
nice.
which
He's
is
got two dicks
connected to
and
his
two sets of
gills.
lungs.
So one of them is attached to his gills to help him breathe in the water. The other one is attached to his like mouth and his nose. So it's like upper respiratory, like humans. So anyway,
Sure.
so because she helps him and he is able to get the water and get out, he actually kisses her.
Oh,
Argus kisses Mira to give her oxygen after they get the area flooded for him to be saved. So he's like,
chick
well, she saved
wow
my
wow.
life. I have to save her life.
True.
So he does save her and places her in the glass elevator to save her because they have little glass elevators and stuff. And so he gets her out of there. She leaves. She goes up. Um, so he doesn't like letting her leave, but he
Hmm.
also knows she can't survive in the ocean.
Correct.
Well, his gills fray out while he kisses her to give her oxygen, and he makes a comment later about how they've never done that any of the times he had been touched by a female.
Oh,
So it was kind of like this involuntary, like, gill fluttering.
gill fluttering. That's hilarious.
Right.
My gills are a
So
flutter.
So when he got back to his home, because he has gills in multiple places, it's like on his ribs. He's got them on like his neck. He's got them in a couple different places. So like, she's got a little like there's a lot of places that he's got gills. She shouldn't be like anywhere near.
Oh,
Anyway, when he got back to his home with his pod, because they call them pods.
like whales.
He was told by the matriarch, who is the female leader of the pod, that Mira was a
Nice.
gift, and that Mira was not only a gift, but a curse,
Oh,
because she wasn't afraid of them. There was no fear on her when she saved him.
I mean, she also didn't want to die.
Yeah, but she didn't have any kind of fear.
That's because she was
And the
horny.
humans fear the Undyne. No, she wasn't. She was very much okay, well, this is a nice place to die, I guess. But they couldn't smell any kind of fear coming off of her.
So now they're like tripping, like, what the heck's wrong with this human?
Yeah. And a lot of them hate him because he had kissed her, essentially.
I mean,
They don't kiss. Okay, so they don't kiss
another
in
one of
Undyne. They
those.
don't kiss. They wrap tails kind of thing. So it's a tail thing.
That's like the
And
alien
the gill
story I
thing.
did where they twined they twined their tails for their marriage, and she was like,
Yeah.
humans kiss because she didn't have a tail. And then everyone like wants to learn about
Yeah.
this mouth touching.
Yeah, exactly. Um so he was like whatever. So he was then told he needed to use her to learn more about her kind so that they could destroy them. So basically, hey, here's your gift and your curse. Just use it to destroy them. Like that's the plan.
The
So
audacity.
he's like, you know what? Yeah, because Argus is really high up and is very highly regarded by the matriarch. He's essentially the leader of the pod. He is the leader of the pod.
Oh,
He leads all of the fights, everything.
well, isn't
So,
he so fancy?
yeah. So Argus is then starts watching Mira. And she watch and he watches her um get into the ocean to fix the broken panel they had broken together. And he said while watching her, she might not know it yet, but that acromo was his, and he intended to take her.
Oh, oh
Um,
snap.
and then he did grab her, and he brought her to a cave that had been inhabited by the acromo before. And she also asked him to bring her trinkets and other stuff for her to fix and mess with because she's a mechanic slash engineer, right? What she doesn't know is that bringing trinkets and stuff to her was a mating ritual for the Undyne.
Hee hee.
So yeah.
Well, that's
Also,
kind
the
of
reason he brought her
disturbing
to a
because Flounder
cave,
brought aerial trinkets.
so this isn't the same. Um, but anyway,
I'm
so
just saying.
basically he brought her to this cave though instead of like his home because his home is too deep in the sea.
Mm,
She will die from the pressure.
fair.
She will go pop. And that's when he remembered his mother, like she was freaking out like you can't take me down that far. You can't do it. I'm going to die. You can't not do it. And he can't understand her and she can't understand him.
Wait, so they
They
can't
speak
even
two different
talk to each
languages.
other?
No.
Well, that's hella awkward, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So her voice hurts his ears and his voice hurts her ears. Her voice is too high pitched for him and his voice is too low and like booming for her. So it's a whole thing.
This is very
Anyway,
dramatic.
he brought her an android that had been stuck for around 150 years, like a robot android.
I
He had
figured.
no idea what it was until she like popped it back open. And she now had a friend to keep her company when he left.
Oh,
And he would like bring her fish and things like that, right? But he wouldn't visit her other than that because he couldn't really talk to her. He couldn't figure out how to communicate with her. So he's like trying to figure out a way to communicate with her. Um, and the android, she found out, could make her a language chip to be able to talk with the Undyne.
oh boy. Here we go.
So the language chip, though, which you'll learn about later a little bit, it's very painful and goes like it's basically a Neuralink into your brain to just download new languages into your psyche and into your brain.
Yeah, it's
So
like in
it's not a comfortable
it's
thing.
like an Ice Planet Barbarians where they like zap it into your brain and you kind of faint for a minute. It's
Kind of.
something
Yeah,
crazy.
kind of. Except this is more like a chip, so it's like an actual metal chip
Like
that
it's
just kind of
actually gotta
implants
be
itself.
stuck up in you.
Yeah, it's just it sits on the outside and just kind of zaps your brain. But it's very painful because it's got to root in.
Ow.
So, obviously, the android though has to hear him speak, has to hear him communicate to learn the language.
Mm,
The android can learn many languages, but it has to learn the language before it can like create this chip. So it's got to learn the Undyne
gotcha.
language. He Argus does learn Mira's name, and in his language, Mira means hope.
Oh, that's
So that was really sweet,
adorable.
right? So they continue to speak and try to learn each other's languages, but Argus kept repeating words, so the android couldn't get enough words to make the chip, so because he just kept repeating the same words. So Mira did the only other thing she could think of. She had the android make an English chip and attach it to Argus. The issue is that the chip hurts.
Yeah,
And since he can't communicate with her, he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know what she just stuck him with. Obviously, she gets to explain after he's done like freaking
freaking
out and
out.
trying to rip it off of himself. Yeah. So she gets to explain it to him, and though shocked, he's very happy that he can like understand her,
Of course.
even though she can't still understand him. So she told him, "Hey, you need to talk in front of this so it can understand your language, so that way I can also speak with you because right now I don't know what you're saying still. You understand me, but I don't know what you're saying." So he's like, "Ah, okay." So Argus's brother and the rest of his pod start to pose a threat to Mira's safety. So Argus kind of whisks her away to multiple different locations to keep her safe. He moves her every once in a while, stuff like that. So Arcus is very obsessed with her, and he does slowly fall more and more for her. And the android Mira calls Bite. So Byte, it's Bite. So she's still learning his language. But when Bite has figured out about 70% of it, um, Mira just has Bite make her a chip anyway. Because she needs to be able to understand Argus, right?
Right. I mean, you would want to. I would want to know what's up.
So there are some other things that happen that causes a few fights between the pod and Argus.
Uh-oh.
Argus, sorry. Then the pod decides that Argus is poisoned by Mira, and it's why he was so infatuated with her to the point of mating with her, because they did mate, and
Oh,
wanting to
snap.
give up his entire community for her. Literally, he was fine with giving up everything to be with her. He
Aw.
just wanted to be with her.
He really was Ariel.
So they don't like that. Obviously, the pod doesn't like that. He's their golden boy. He's their leader.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't take it the greatest way. This book is not that old. I'm not gonna spoil the rest of it for anybody. Um,
Dang.
but it is a happy ever ender after, and they do end up together in the end. It's a 5 book series that is completed. So if you
Holy
wanted to
crap.
read it, all 5 books are done. It is a complete series.
But you said it's still kind of new?
And like I said before, yeah, I think so. I mean, I would consider it kind of. Sorry, I have something stuck in my throat. I would consider it kind of new. Let me let me go
Interesting.
look because I think it's still maybe it's not as new as I thought it was. I think it is still rather new though. Um, it says it 2024. It got uploaded to Goodreads. Doesn't mean that's when it came out, but that's when I was going off of. So like 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she's been cranking these books out if that is when it was.
Yeah. Impressive. And appreciated. I
Okay, so
love
it
when
came
that
out at the
happens.
end. It came out like on the December 29th of 2023. It was then re-released on the 24th. On in 2024. The audiobook was re-released in 2024.
Mm.
So it did come out at the end of 23, the very end of 23. But still that's not a very old book. So I don't want to spoil anything. I do know that the next book is about his brother. So, and there is some in the series that's like the deep water, like the deep water. Um, there's deep water mermen, mermaids, like mer people, merfolk, the Undine. They don't call themselves the Undine, obviously, but the humans do. So, they're Undine. But yeah, it's kind of a short episode this week, guys.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you much more besides I love it. Bite is wonderful. Um, they end up finding out. One of the things I will tell you is that they end up actually finding out that there was another couple that was a female and a merman, and
Oh.
they are a very important. They are no longer alive. They did pass away,
Oh.
but they passed away from like old age. They lived out their dying lives. That human is a very, very important and integral part to the books. Like of like why the city was there and like what happened with the city kind of thing.
Oh boy.
And this you learn a lot and it's very interesting. I highly recommend reading it. Everything is very intertwined though, to the point where I can't really talk about much. The there is two other mermen that you see a lot in this book. One of them is Argus's brother. The other one is Argus's like really close friend and cousin. He's cool. He's got like a yellowish gold kind of tail looking thing. His brother has like a reddish tail. He's got a blue, like a dark navy and blue tail. They're really cool. I highly recommend reading them. Uh, yeah. But the deep underwater one is cool. I believe there's one with I believe one of the books is a female too.
Nice. I
Maybe
like
I'm
when they
wrong.
do that. There's not enough books that do that.
Where the monster like the monster quote unquote is a female.
Actually just like screenshotted an ad for one of those the other day. Let me see if I can find her. And it's about a mermaid, so now I'm wondering if it's actually part of that series.
Might be. Let me see.
I was also like, what the heck?
'Cause
Because
now I'm
everything is
curious.
always like award-winning author or best-selling author, and I'm like, did they say that even if you're like just on the list somewhere?
I think technically, but let me see. Yeah, Song of the Abyss, Echoes of the Tide, Call of the Fan Fathoms. Okay, so no, one of them is not female. However, the thing I'm thinking of is that one of the females is actually a pirate. One of the females is a pirate that's really cool looking. And it's the fourth book is the pirate.
The pirates
But no,
are
it's really cool when they do
leaving.
stuff like that. So no, it's probably not, but it's probably not the same thing.
Well, now
But
I
she
don't
has a
see
lot
it.
of completed series.
I recognize her
One of
name,
them,
the author.
there's a she has a series about Goblin Kings. It's of Goblin Kings series.
Is that the one that's
She
like
has
off the labyrinth?
a
I know there's a
I
couple
don't know,
people have written
100%.
that are like labyrinth vibes for those of us who have issues.
That's a complete 5 book series, so I doubt it.
Mm.
Um, The Dragon of Umbra is another series that she has that's completed. Uh, she has one that's believe still ongoing called The Seven Deadly Demons. Um, there's also one called The Kingdom Below, which I believe is like I think these are orcs. I think these are orcs. I think. I'm trying to look into it. Let me see if I can look into it.
Do, 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 do.
I'm just trying to see what it is. It brings me to the wrong book. That's not the book I wanted to look at. Um, Let me see. Because now I'm curious if it's orcs and stuff. It's trolls. Sorry, couldn't tell if it was an orc or a troll.
Mm,
They're trolls. They're like the buff, like looking orc looking kind of trolls, though.
hot trolls.
Um, but yeah, it's a happy ever after. It's a very good book. I highly recommend it. Again, this is a short episode. I know that we've kind of been having shorter episodes as of late, but I can't really spoil this one.
I mean, I think some of it is also we've gotten better at not getting crazy, crazy off topic.
We have also, I think we're getting better at finding a good balance between what we want to share and what we don't want to share about books. Because we don't want to share everything because we want you guys to read them. Support your authors,
Mm-hmm.
And if you can, like, fully understand needing to go through Kindle Unlimited or, Audible or Libby or any of those. If you can, obviously support the authors, but while, you gotta do what you gotta do to read. So, and supporting your local libraries works too.
For sure.
It's very important, very important.
Support your local
So,
library. I have board meetings at
anyway,
them.
yeah. Anyway, please, I hope you enjoyed this episode, though it was short. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Go ahead and, follow us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Amazon Podcasts, anywhere that you listen except for Apple because
Everywhere.
we're not on there yet.
I'm thinking I'm
So,
going to
links
do
will
a
be in the
Facebook
descriptions.
page soon too. So
Okay.
for
Links will
for
be in the
for those that
description
still use
below.
the Facebook for everything.
And you can click on our links to follow us any of our links. I usually also tag down in the comments or on Spotify. I don't know if Cecily does, but I do also put down
I
in the
do.
comments the actual addition
Oh
of
wait.
the books. So I actually link the books down below too. Typically, if I can, I'll link it to specifically the author's website if they have one. If not, I just go to Goodreads.
Oh.
So I don't want to send it out to, y'all through. I'm not promoting bookstores specifically. I'm not promoting specific bookstores. Please just find the books. They're wonderful. I also do that so that way in case you need the book that we read and not another book by the same name because some books do get repetitive with names. But anyway,
Of
I hope you'll
blank
keep
and
listening to
blank.
us ramble. Exactly. I hope you keep listening to us ramble and have tangents. Yeah.
Woo
So,
woo.
bye.
Happy reading.